The Moms on Pix 11 is brought to you by your local Chevy dealer. Visit ChevyOffers.com.
School's in session, everybody. This is like the scariest position anybody would ever want me in. All right, so we're talking about focusing on learning and taking a stand on things, and there should be a task at hand. There are other things students have to deal with, from bullies, mean girls, oversharing online. We're addressing it all this morning with the moms. Denise Albert and Melissa Musen-Gerstein behind the desk this morning for us as my students, because they are going to teach, and we are going to learn. And also joining us is Tatiana Graves, a mom and founder of Visionary Leader Network. So nice to have you here. All right, so I think school's a couple of weeks in, right? And you're already seeing lots of ugly things starting to rear its ugly head again. Pattern of behavior. So we're going to start off with you, Denise. What's the best way to deal with bullying right now at this point?
Well, I think the most important thing, this is what I try to do with my kids, is really teach your kids to be confident. Because this way, if a child is mean to them or bullying them, they have the confidence to deal with it. And I think a lot of kids are missing that today. I think back into my head, when I was a kid, if somebody was bullying or mean, you just
But
brush
there's
it
a
off.
social component, and there's an awkward component, and there's a parent component. So how do parents step in there, Melissa?
Okay, so on the heels of what Denise said, not just with confidence, but kindness. If you're kind at home to your children and you're not barking at them and you're setting up your child for kindness, it will transcend everywhere. And what I mean by that is that they will be empathetic towards these other children that are being bullied, and they will advocate for them.
I don't know if that's necessarily true. Tatiana, you want to chime in on that?
Yeah, you know, really what we see is that the schools need to become partners with parents, and yet schools are facing such an overwhelming amount of deluge of requirements and not necessarily the proper training they need. So parents really need to think about being proactive and partnering with the schools to do workshops, to do trainings that are essential to avoid these tragedies. Oftentimes, you hear about parents when their child is being bullying, feeling alienated from the very school they're hoping would partner with them. And my call to action is that we've got to come together. It seems intuitive that that would happen, but I can tell you that it actually does not happen the way it should.
And I think a lot of it starts with that mean girl or mean boy behavior that kind of happens, that pack mentality. And I know you guys are both saying combat it with kindness and confidence, but the reality
at the end of
is,
the day, you got to go to your school, you got to go to the other parents, you have to advocate, you have to be one step ahead of it. I've gone to the teachers, I've gone to the principals, I've gone to the other parents when stuff has happened, because God forbid, right?
yeah, it's the snapping. You don't know what's going to make somebody snap and go the other side.
I think
Go ahead.
people are a little soft today, honestly, and I think that we have to really distinguish what is bullying and what is just a mean kid. There's going to be mean kids, and your kids have to learn how to deal with people that they don't like.
I don't call them mean kids. I call them hard chargers, like the ones that are just like,
right.
they're the ones that are kind of doing it.
And it's important for our kids to know the difference, because bullying is very serious and it's repetitive acts, right? And it's very different from a kid you don't like.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but what I would also say is that this happens in aggregate. So if one child is being mean to a child one time, but that same child is being left out and being excluded by a variety of children, it becomes a whole
And you
experience.
see a pack mentality kind of going to play.
So it may not be intentional. It may not be happening on the same day.
They don't choose the same kid. They don't talk to that same kid. They leave the kid out in the lunchroom.
Actually, I would say that is. I would say that the need to be connected, the need to feel as though you matter, the need to feel as though you are not left alone is primordial.
I know, but the most important thing as a parent is you've got to check in with your kid. You have to check, did their lunch money go away? Are they depressed?
And
are they
also,
removing themselves?
All right, can we bring the social media component too? Because as you get older and older and older, the social
I
media
have it in
component.
middle school and high school.
Yeah, so
I have to be so active. I have my kids' account on my phone. I am looking at it constantly. I'm looking at the messages. I'm looking at everything. You have to be proactive in your child's social media.
And then what I can also chime into that is that many times parents are unaware that children are setting up alias accounts, right? So we think we know our children, but who our children really are online can oftentimes be the last thing we expected.
Track, conversation, confidence, kindness. Let's stop the bullying, communication between parents, schools, and also other parents.
And
you know what I mean?
Your kid, talk to your kid.
Well, of course.
Yeah.
I don't need to talk to my kid. I just tell him what to do. I'm just kidding. That's me being completely sarcastic.
They get older.
Thank you guys for being here this morning. And of course, for more information on the moms, download our Pix 11 app and click on the moms tab. And Tratiana, thank you so much for your good work. Recess, you all get an A. Scott's like A+.
I can't wait to get out of this seat.
No, Scott's waiting for you in the principal's office.
Recess was always my favorite activity.
Yeah.